Hi everyone, welcome to another maths video by Maths with Sarah. So today we're going to be tackling this question that comes from a Key Stage 2 SATS paper. So we're aiming this at around year 6 and I think it's a reasonably straightforward question. So I think everybody should be able to have a go at it. So whatever age you are, I encourage you to pause the video and have a little go yourself. If you're struggling, then don't worry, come back and I'm going to go through it in a second. Okay, let's get going. So we have been given a graph with a lot of information on it. And I think a lot of people will probably jump straight to the graph rather than reading the information that you've got. But it's also really important to make sure that we do have a look at the information that we've got so that we understand fully how this graph has been made. So we've got 6 classes at a primary school collected some money. And the chart shows how much money the boys and the girls collected. So we've got the girls in this darker colour grey and the boys in this lighter colour grey. So we've got 2 bars for each class. And we know that the money collected in pounds, each bar, the height of each bar shows the amount of money that's been collected in pounds. And then along the bottom, we've got each of the 6 classes. So what we also need to make sure that we take a look at is the scale of this graph. So if we look up this axis, the money collected in pounds goes up in £2 each time. So that means when we're reading it off, we just need to be careful that we bear that in mind. Okay, so the first part of this question says, in class 4, how much more money did the girls collect than the boys? So the thing with this question is, again, we have to be really careful because it's only asking us about class 4. So we can ignore the rest of the graph and we can just look at this section here where we've got the class 4 information. So if we look at this, we're going to read these off the graph. So we can find out that the boys comes across the graph about there and the girls comes across here. So the girls is reasonably straightforward to read off. We know that the girls have £12 because that's where the girls bar feeds off at. So that's the girls. And the boys is a little bit more difficult. So it's halfway. When you read it across, it's coming out halfway between £4 and £6. So we can realize that is £5 for the boys. So the question is actually asking, so we've written all this down. The question is actually asking us, how much more money did the girls collect compared to the boys? So if we write that out, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that would be £7 more that the girls collected than the boys. They got £12 and the boys only got £5. Okay, hopefully that made sense. Now the next part of the question is a little bit harder. So this is asking us how many classes collected more than £30. So what we need to do is look at each individual class and calculate exactly how much money each class collected. And this involves the girls and the boys. So if we look at class 1, we know that the girls collected, we can read this off, that's £14. And the boys collected £20. So now, I'm not write it on there because you can't see that very well. So for this one, we've got 14 plus 20. So if we add those two together, then we end up with £34. Now, if we look at class 2, if we read these off here, they both got the same amount of money. So reading it here, it's halfway between £12 and £14. So that's £13 for the girls and £13 for the boys. And again, if we add those two together, we have 3 and 3 and 6. We have 1 and 1 and we get 2. So that'd be £26 in total that the boys and girls collected. Now we'll move on to class 3. Noticing a pattern here, we're doing exactly the same each time. So we look at class 3, we read across, so the boys bar comes across at 14 and the girls bar comes across at 18. So if we add those two together, we've got 18 plus 14. If we add 8 and 4, we get 12. 10 and 10, then we get 20. So 20 plus 12 is 32. This one's got £32. Okay, now we come back to class 4 again. So we already worked out how much money they each of those the boys and the girls collected from class 4. So the boys we know collected £5, and the girls as we said before, collected £12. So if we add those two together, then we're going to end up with £17. So the lowest so far, actually. Okay, we've got 2 classes left. Let's move on to class 5. So class 5, if we read this one off here, that one is £14. And we'll read the boys off. The boys is halfway between 16 and 18. So that will be £17. And if we add that together, we end up with 7 plus 4, which is 11. 10 plus 10, which is 20. So 20 plus 11 is 31. And then last one, nearly at the end here. So we've got class 6. We have got the boys comes halfway between 16 and 18. So that would be 17, same as class 5. The girls, it's a little bit more. So they come across at £18. Now, if we add those together, if we add 7 and 8, then we get 15 plus 10 plus 10. That will be 35 in total. Okay, so now we need to go back to the question and check exactly what it's asked. So after you've done all that maths, it's very easy to forget exactly what the question was asking us. So I always encourage you to go back to the question, have a read through it just to check what you're supposed to be working out. So we've been asked, how many classes collected more than £30? Okay, so let's have a look at class 1. They got £34, so perfect. That gets a tick for them. Class 2, I'm going to put that down here actually so that I know where's where. Class 2, they only collected £26, so they didn't get anywhere with that. They don't get more than 30. Class 3, they got £32, so yeah, they get a tick. Class 4, no, they were only £17, that's less than 30. Class 5, £31, that's all good. We can have that's more than 30. And class 6, again, £35, so again, more than 30. So let's count up how many we've got. How many classes collected more than £30? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So after all that working out, we can say that 4 classes collected more than £30 in total. So well done if you're able to get through that without my help. If you needed a little push in the right direction, don't worry, you'll be getting that very shortly. I hope you followed that through and hope you understood the question and you understood everything that I was talking about. If you do need any help with this style of question, there's loads of other ones on my YouTube channel, so I'd recommend that you check them out and make sure you can subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.